And we are live with another episode of Comic Talk. It's that show brought to you by The Key, where we talk about this week's new comic book releases. I'm your host, Dimithri Perera. And for those of you who don't know, new DC comics come out on Tuesdays. New Marvel comics come out on Wednesdays. And we are here on a Thursday, June 13th, 2024, to talk about all the comics that we read this week. Yeah, I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, but, we also got guests, too. Guests that rotate in, guests who have been on the show for quite a while now, but I can't remember the last time they were on this show together. We got Manny Hundress. Manny reads comics. Manny, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, it's been a while.
Yes, since you've been with Drew?
Yeah, since I last talked with Drew, I don't know, maybe 6 months. I don't know. I can't count.
Yeah, we got Drew Maxey, Drew X Deficit, Drew Deficit, the X.
Hello.
Drew.
It's been over a year.
You think so? Oh my God. Yeah, I can't count.
I think I was still in my my old apartment the last time we did this. So,
and it's cool that you guys can keep track, because I can't remember when anyone's been on.
You have to deal with everybody. That's the thing.
In
You only have
fact,
to keep track of each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I could be wrong about this. I think the first comic talk I ever did was with Manny, and then we haven't done one together since.
You specifically said I didn't like that Manny guy. His vibe was off. Maybe now that it's been a year, we can have another show with him. But
yeah, give it another shot.
Yeah, give it another shot.
That's what it is. I got over what it was that was bothering me.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll bring you back. I'll remind you. No worries.
It's like, I don't remember how he pissed me off, but he did. Maybe this will remind me. Yeah.
One of my takes. One of my comic book takes.
It was because you eat the steak at Cracker Barrel.
You weren't supposed to tell anybody that.
Yeah, that was
like,
pre-show.
you just outed
That's
me.
Pre-show conversation that is now in the show.
Yeah, I eat it. I take it medium rare. I would never do it well done, but I have done it well done. And
I'm with you. I would do it.
It's weird that this is comic talk, but I'm now curious about your guys' taste in steaks. Do you guys get it cooked a certain way?
Has to be medium rare.
Medium rare.
Has to be.
I will get a rare steak every now and again. If I'm making if I'm making one at home, I try to make it on the rare side.
I've definitely never tried too rare. And when I first started actually eating steak, I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, yeah, well done. It sounds like that's what you want, right? Like you want something that's well done. So please give me that. And it was good. And then someone said, no, you have to get medium rare. And so next time I tried it, and I was like, what have I been doing? I have been wasting my time with this well done. Medium rare has to be it.
So I grew up eating it well done. I think it might be a cultural thing. I'm not quite sure. But it also could be that my parents were just super safe with me and my sister they're like, we don't want you to get tummy aches, So what if, And so, but I also think it might be a cultural thing of just cooking your steaks well done. But lately, as I've become an adult, I've gone from I think I do medium rare now. But I was slowly moving. I think I went from well done to medium well to medium. Now I teeter on medium or medium rare.
So your teenage rebellion it's been stalling, and it's now finally no, Mom, I can eat this medium rare.
Nowadays I just throw caution to the wind, and I'm like, if I get sick, I get sick sometimes. And it's not the best way to deal with life, but
I think that's the best way to deal with food.
If I get sick, I get sick.
It could be I have a Wolverine style.
Let's talk about food, but link it to comics.
I've got an adamantium stomach. Okay. I've eaten a lot of questionable stuff, and I've never eaten something that's not sit well with me when it probably should.
That's lucky.
I don't know. I think maybe I was just eating a lot of dirt as a kid, so I have all the germs already in there. But
right, you gotta weigh it, right? How hungry are you? Is there another option?
I
Yeah.
listen, if I like let pork or chicken stay in my fridge too long, I'm kind of just like, well, I'm not throwing it
No,
out. So,
no, I'm
If it's
throwing it out.
moldy,
I'm throwing it out. I'm just like,
well,
oh
yeah, if it's
no,
moldy is one thing, but if it like just has if it has a little bit of slime and a stink on it, you can wipe that off.
no, that stink. As soon as I smell it, I'm like, nope, that doesn't smell right. Next.
yeah, if it looks weird, I'm gonna throw it away. But if it doesn't look weird, like if I left a taco in my car a little long, and then I was like, oh, I forgot it. Maybe I might eat it. You know?
It
I think
depends.
you
Depends on the time of
got,
year. If you leave a
you have to
taco,
ask yourself.
if you leave a taco in your car and it's 90 degrees outside, that taco's cooked. If you leave a taco in your car and it's, I don't know, 20 degrees outside, that taco's been refrigerated.
I have thought about it like that before. But you got to ask yourself, like, would Alfred Pennyworth allow me to eat this? If
I
the
have
answer is no,
eaten,
don't eat that. Don't eat that.
listen, I grew up super poor. I've never eaten something that Alfred would approve of.
That's
not,
not true. That's
not
not true.
once in my life.
I'd like to believe that Alfred, even though they're rich, he goes down to like the more ethnic parts of Gotham and has like gets like, gets some asada from the carniceria,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I would like I don't want to
well
think of
versed.
Alfred Pennyworth as an upper crust elite that like only eats at Cracker Barrel.
He's definitely I mean,
Alfred doesn't
Alfred's
eat it.
been around the world. He's
He
definitely
has.
cultured when it comes to food, right?
Yeah.
But I do think that he's probably a little bit of a food snob. So,
Oh
like,
yeah.
you're not seeing Alfred, probably not seeing Alfred go into like Big Belly Burger or Taco Whiz, right?
Well,
But
he'll make a gourmet burger, right?
but yeah, he would make a gourmet burger
Yes.
out of like, like short rib that he ground himself, like a short rib
Yeah.
and like chuck blend or something. I don't know. I'm these are words that I've heard people say on the internet.
Right. And I think
I was
that
gonna
like
say I'm not a cook.
I don't think Alfred would go to, let's just say, a taco shop, a taco stand that was like gentrified and like appropriated. He'd be like, I've
Yeah.
been I've been to Mexico. I killed a couple cartel guys there when I was a spy, and I ate authentic Mexican tacos,
This
I
is just
killed
making
them
me
to eat
wonder
their
like
taco.
what in Gotham City, like what the little like, do they have a Little Italy? Do they have like,
Yeah.
like the like in here in St. Louis, we
They
have a section of town that's like where all the authentic taco places are because it's where like the Mexican immigrants live.
Yeah.
And
when
it's gotta have that. But also like Gotham's in New Jersey. New Jersey is pretty far away from the border.
yeah.
Yeah,
So like,
but you still have immigrant communities. So
sure.
here's my thing is like everybody talks about like Tim Burton's set design and whatnot, but like Tim Burton's Gotham is not lived in. It's very theatrical and it looks like
Sure,
a set.
yeah.
But like I loved Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of Harley Quinn. That movie, that Gotham, very lived in, has an ethnic feel in those areas that they showed. Right? Like why wouldn't Gotham have like not only a Chinatown or a little Tokyo, but like I don't know, have Latin food,
Yeah.
I would say like
It
that's what I
makes
was gonna bring
sense.
up is like the Clown Hunter. Like when the Clown Hunter was like a big thing, his family had their own restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And it
Oh
was an
yeah, that's right.
international
Yeah.
restaurant. So there's that part. I don't want to say just because there's one, there's a many, then that's the town. But like, hey, at least there's one.
Writers recently have been giving Gotham more diversity. And like in not just in the people that are there, but like also in the areas that are there. Because we tend to just be like Wayne's rich and there's a charity gala every week, but who's the charity for? Just like kids who live in alleyways. But what about the other people?
Right.
That's something that I have noticed a lot. People have been giving Gotham specifically a lot of personality.
Yeah.
In the first issue of Joshua Williamson's Batman and Robin, Robin mentioned something like, because the whole story is like, oh, I got to go to school now. And like he mentioned like, oh, well, I have to seem like I'm from here, so I have to put on a Gotham accent. And that was the first time I ever heard anybody like, even it makes sense that Gotham would have an accent because of like where it's located in the country. I never thought about it before.
Well, there's that, but there's also the fact that like Damian Wayne probably has a more
an
ethnic accent.
He's gonna have, he would absolutely have like a Middle Eastern accent.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't realize that. Like he's not just a white boy.
Yeah. They made him in like the animated movies that he's in, he always has just kind of like a, you know, like a G. Willikers kind of voice.
Like a snobby brat accent, right?
He's snobby. That's like Richie Rich.
Father. Like a lot.
I mean, I was gonna say he's got that ethnic voice, but he's probably got a very elite version of his ethnicity.
Oh yeah.
Like Raish isn't gonna raise no fool.
I'm still prepping images, but we can get to it. What did you guys read this week? Who wants to go first? I mean, I'll go first because I rarely go first, and you guys never let me go first. You know.
I was gonna say alphabetical order. You guys fight it out.
HIJK-LMNOPQR. Yeah, that's me. I had to go. Which one's first? I or R for Dimitri or Drew? All right. So Ultimate X-Men 4. Miles. Did I finish Miles Morales Spider-Man 21? Maybe. The Avengers 15. I didn't read that much this week. Blood Hunt 3. Spider-Boy 8. X-Men Blood Hunt Jubilee 1. Or it's a one-shot, so whatever. Scarlet Witch, number 1. X-Men Era of Apocalypse, number 1. And that might be it. There's a lot that I wish I read, but I didn't get the chance.
All right. I'm going since alphabetical order.
Mm-hmm.
I read Deadpool and Wolverine World War III, number 2. Mm-hmm. That was my one Marvel book.
Interesting.
This week. Batman and Robin 10. I read Green Lantern, number 12. Mm-hmm. I read Batman Gotham by Gaslight, The Kryptonian Age. All from DC.
Uh-huh.
And then I read The Deviant 6 from Image Comics. I read Crocodile Black number 2 from Boom Studios. I read Godzilla Skate or Die number 1 from IDW. I read Dick Tracy number 2 from Mad Cave. And I read Napalm Lullaby number 4 from Image Comics.
All right. Let's
see if we're going with Image. I got Ain't No Grave number 2. The Deviant number 6, and Napalm Lullaby number 4. I was supposed to read Transformers, but I didn't get to it.
Yeah.
Marvel, I did Avengers number 15, Miles Morales Spider-Man number 21, and Ultimate X-Men number 4. And then with DC Comics, Batman and Robin number 10, Blue Beetle number 10, and no, I didn't read it. I started Sinister Sons, but I didn't finish it. But
okay, interesting. All right. I feel like we read a good spread this week, which is cool.
We overlapped it.
What's up?
We overlapped a lot.
Yeah, we
usually
did.
It's like, oh, I read these, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's it. But
and it has its pluses and minuses for this show, right? Like we can either get like a bigger spread, or we talk more on one thing. So, who knows their pick of the week?
Definitely.
Drew put his finger up first, I guess.
He's got I don't know if you guys seen the meme with that little kid that was like, I'd
baby?
like to go, mother. Yeah, the little baby.
Like... me. Yeah. My pick this week is Crocodile Black 2.
Okay. What is it about? Because
Yeah.
I forget. Maybe I talked about it before. Maybe I, or maybe we didn't. But
I've seen like the covers and they look so good that they pull me in,
yeah.
but I haven't actually read them.
So, Crocodile Black is it's written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, who he's doing Hulk right now. He did that really great Superman run that kind of just finished up, recently finished up, I should say. Which is and that alone was like what sold me on the book. I picked it up just because of his name. Didn't even know it was coming out. Just grabbed it up, grabbed the first one off the shelf. It is a crime story that takes place like at the height of the COVID pandemic. It's about a kid who doesn't have the best home life. Something bad happened to him involving his little brother, but we don't know what that is yet. He is hallucinating. He's like he's required to see a therapist and kind of try to like work things out. So he as kind of like a way to make money and also just to like give himself something to do, he's doing like Instacart essentially, like dropping off people's groceries.
Yeah.
He goes to in the first issue, he goes to a person's house to drop off groceries. The person doesn't answer the door. He goes inside and the person is dead. And the for some reason this like kind of triggers something in his emotional state, where instead of going and staying at home, he ends up just living in this dead guy's house for a while, like with the body, and he's like talking to it, and
No.
he's like talking to the dead guy, and he steals the guy's shoes, which is like really important. He steals his crocodile skin boots.
It's really important to what? To the dead guy?
To the plot.
Narrative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's important to the plot that he like is wearing this guy's boots, because another murder elsewhere, the detective who's working on it notices that the person left bloody boot prints. So obviously things are going to kind of collide here. This issue does a little bit more to kind of just like push the story a little bit forward. Give us a little bit of character bits on the detective, and it kind of ends with the kid meeting up with a guy, and the guy just saying kind of like, hey, I heard you needed to earn some money. Maybe I know a way you can do that. And so implication here is that he's like getting in with more shady people.
Okay.
It's doing a little bit of like playing
boots.
around with time, because there's like stuff being told out of order, I think. It's still pretty early on, so it's not like super well known exactly what's going on.
You mentioned that he's like not fully there, maybe.
Yes.
So maybe like, so instead of time, it's messing with time. It's like maybe it's things that he's seeing but aren't actually happening.
Yeah, that is also a possibility. It's really cool. I like it a lot. It just feels like a really well-made, well-constructed crime story with a certain kind of comic book twist to it.
So would you say it's more of a mystery thriller, or is it more of a crime spree, like heist kind of thing?
I would say it's closer to like a mystery, like a psychological thriller.
I didn't pick it up because I thought it was going to be more of a crime thing, and I was like, I don't. I like watching movies like that, but like reading it seems like it wouldn't be as entertaining. But if it's a mystery thriller, that sounds maybe I'll pick it up.
Yeah, I'm very into it.
Is the interior art like the cover art?
So the cover is done by Andrea Sorrentino, at least the A cover is.
Oh, really?
The inside is not.
Okay.
It's more almost like watercolored kind of look to it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then like his a lot of his hallucinations are presented more as like scratchy sketches. Yeah, it's good. I enjoy it.
Okay. I'm always looking for new like third party books to like pick up, you know?
Yeah.
Who was it? Manny? Was it you that Once Upon a Time the End of the World, or was it Drew?
Yeah, I think I talked about that last time I was on.
When it finished in issue 15?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I binged it all. So
Oh, what did you think
after our
of
episode? I binged it. So you guys do have an effect on me. Just so you know. I just need recommendations, but they don't always hit,
Yeah.
But that one, I liked it. I just thought it was kind of, it wasn't like a happy ending, but it was just kind of like okay.
That's what I was telling you. Like the first 6 issues, it's like really great. It just goes up.
Yeah.
And then it kind of teeters down, and then it just kind of just goes in a flat line, which is it's a good flat line. It's consistent, but it dropped from.
Yeah. Drew, did you read this one? Once Upon a Time?
I read the first issue of Once Upon a Time at the End of the World. I'm a big Jason Aaron fan, especially when he's doing like creator owned stuff.
Yeah.
And I just didn't keep up with it. Now that I know that it's done, it sounds like it's probably in like a couple trades.
3 trades.
3
trades, yeah. So I'll be able to read it. I am looking forward to reading it.
Okay. Yeah, I liked it. I didn't feel like it was a waste of time. I got through it in a weekend, and I liked it. You're right, Manny, though, the second arc isn't as good. It's like a little.
The second arc, I feel like it tried too much to like, what's that factor? The not a wow factor, but like it tried to like just be in your face. Like if it would have just naturally
shock factor.
Yeah, shock factor. Thank you. I think he just really tried to constantly shock the reader, and it was like it's a shock at first, but after that it was just like,
okay,
all right, we get it.
I didn't like the possession part. That's my whole. I don't want to spoil anything, but shout out to Aries13 in our chat. If anyone's out there in our Twitch chat or in our YouTube chat, let us know if you're watching us live or if you're listening to us wherever you get your podcasts from. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, write a review, that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't want to spoil it for Drew, but like I liked it. It's just you got to get through arc 2 to get to arc 3, so
Yeah.
All right, Manny, what did you pick for your pick of the week?
I surprisingly so I haven't finished I want to say that it would have been Transformers if I had read it, but I didn't read it. So as of right now, it's Batman and Robin number 10. It was just the conclusion of the first arc.
I only got like a page in before.
You only got a page?
Yeah.
Do you want spoilers or not?
I'm cool with it. Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
It is what it is.
Batman dies. Nah.
What? Again?
Of course. Okay. Yeah. Again. No. I think it was a good conclusion. A little rushed. I didn't like the like in the last issue and this issue here. I thought it was too obvious who like the teachers were.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, this is who Shush is, and this is who the teachers, the principal and stuff. It was a little too obvious. They made it too obvious, and it wasn't any kind of like twist with it, which has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, I think it's a good Batman and Robin story. Like father and son is Bruce and Damian. It's not just Batman.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying Flatline in the storyline.
I like Flatline a lot.
She's gonna break Damian's heart.
Yeah.
She's gonna do it, and
that's what I'm
she's
here
gonna
for.
Piss me off. Yeah, exactly.
Like
the drama.
It all started with me being young and into like young romance in my comic books when I was a kid, reading Young Justice and all that. And now it's still continued that like romance of any age, like in these comics, like seeing like the budding relationship between Damien and Flatline,
seeing the awkwardness and like trying to like, does she like me or should I say, like all these things. I love it. Yeah, exactly. It's very cute, and it puts Damien in a position that he's not usually in. Usually he's so self-aware and so self-assured. Like I'm better than you. I'm the best Robin. Whatever. But then he starts talking to Flatline, and he just starts questioning himself. And are you gonna leave or blah blah blah? So watching him and Flatline interact is always fun. Um, so that part of the storyline, and her storyline just has me curious on like what's Raish doing, what's going on there, like why is he hanging out with her? Like I know he's supposed to be dead and stuff. And just to wrap it up to the very end, it's a spoiler. It's a last page spoiler. But it's not really spoiling anything. It's just moving on the story. The next arc looks like it's going to be about Bane. And me personally, the last time I saw Bane was in Arkham when he got killed by Joker. So I don't know how
when was
Bane
that?
is alive.
Was that?
That was like City of Bane when he took over. No, I guess
it would have been after.
It was a little bit after that Joker War.
Oh, okay. Because did he get brought back with the Lazarus resin or whatever?
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
There was
last
like
time
something
I saw
with the resin, right? Task Force Z, maybe it was around that time. Drew's not in that, so maybe.
It sounds about right. I mean, I would assume that it was just related to Lazarus Planet in some way.
So the Lazarus resin was before Lazarus Planet.
Okay.
The Lazarus resin was like a build up towards like, so Amanda Waller had like a little bit of like Lazarus juice essentially that they would like dole out. And so Jason Todd like ran what was called Task Force Z.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And Bane was on that, wasn't he?
Wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was like Bane and Mr. Bloom.
But that means he died before that.
Mr. Bloom. Wow.
No,
I was like, when I saw that last page, basically it's Bane has been found on this island, and Batman and Robin are about to go and chase him down. But it looked like Robin is the one that was looking for him. So I don't know why. I don't know if I didn't read something. In my mind, the only thing I could think of was he's the reason that Alfred is dead, kind of.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why Damien would have some kind of grudge against him.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm thinking. But if there's something that you read that says otherwise, let me know. Because I don't know.
That's exactly why. It's because Damien still kind of blames himself for Alfred's death, and he wants to try to like,
as he should,
make up for it.
I'm first thing, I'm glad to see that Batman and Robin is continuing.
Something that was brought up in this book that I did you
read this one too?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I forgot that we overlapped on a lot of stuff. So
something that was brought up in this issue, and I don't know if it's ever been brought up before, but it's the first time I remember hearing about it. Robin is vegan.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't know that, and then I just moved on. Like, I was like, all right, cool.
So like that's stuff like that is like the stuff that I'm enjoying about. Like that's what I'm enjoying about this run in particular, is that like they're just dropping in little things like, oh, Robin, like we said earlier, like Robin, oh, there's a Gotham accent and Robin doesn't have it and he has to figure out how to replicate it. And now also like, oh, he's vegan. And so Alfred was making him all these vegan meals all the time, and Batman doesn't know how to do that. Like he's not very good at making a vegan diet, like little character bits. That's the stuff that I like. But it also like that kind of ties into what is actually happening in this issue, because Robin's very dead set on like like, oh, we have to save these bats, we can't harm them.
Don't kill them. The bats are victims, like we can't harm them, but we need to save them. And he's been like that throughout the whole arc. Like these animals aren't the problem. I think when it was the whole what was the last like big DC event where everyone turned into animals?
Beast World.
Beast World, and he was very much like, we need to take care of the animals as well. Like, yeah, they may have attacked, but they're victims, so don't take it out on them. Like, don't hurt them.
I
So
like that they're
that all makes sense
including
now.
that because like a lesser writer would just be like, no, he just grew up with assassins, right? Like he should just kill everything.
Yeah.
But people forget that like Ra's al Ghul is an eco-terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ra's al Ghul is not for the wholesale slaughter of just random like animals, right? Like he's the type to like get an endangered species and try to nurse it back and kill any poachers that are, you know,
right
in the way. So the fact like he's vegan, I buy that. Yeah. The fact that like Robin is really into animals, that's cool too.
Also, just like on like from a writing perspective, it's just interesting to give him something to like make him distinguishable from the other Robins, you know? Like, not to say that he isn't, because obviously they all have different personalities, but like that's just like that's like a very like that's Damien's thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of, I would say like it's like even if Raish was like he grew up as an assassin and everything, like I would say that that's a way of him kind of redeeming himself. Like, I grew up this way, I don't have to be this way. Like, I'm choosing to be vegan because I've been so violent before. I want to change. Character
Yeah,
growth.
and that's how I kind of read it. Is
Yeah.
it's like Damien trying to tap into like um tap into like the more compassionate side that Batman has been trying to instill in him
Hmm.
since, you know, he was brought into the books in 2005.
Yeah.
It's just an extension of that, you know?
I need them to go a little further with like Damien's ethnic background. First thing, how old is Damien, by the way? Because he's past the point he should be growing a mustache. Because
15,
like
16.
I mean,
like we should at least be getting a peach fuzz mustache.
if we're going real time,
yeah,
he's over 20 years old.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. but
No.
I'm talking about like the character himself. He's what?
Oh,
He just started high school.
I
When
think
John
he's
came
supposed to be
back,
like
he was
13,
17,
14.
right?
What'd you say, Manny?
I said when John came back, he was like 17, and so like he
John
was for the Super Sons, they were like 12 and 13, right? Or
Yeah.
11 and 12.
So Damien is
So
13. He just started high school, so that's
I would say
right?
yeah, 13 or 14.
Yeah. So the
'Cause
point is he should be shaving. I know it sounds funny, but like
13?
with his background, with his ethnic background,
Yeah. That
for me,
makes sense.
my first hair was like my chin. I got like wispy hairs,
Dude,
and then like
I had the
and then like
I had
little
the mustache.
like
yeah.
like a little discoloration around here, and then like wispy hairs that didn't like connect or anything.
but look at Damien's haircut. He's probably like he's going to like a nice barber, and that barber
That's
is
true.
like, you know, cleaning him up.
Yeah, giving them a nice close shave. That makes sense.
I feel like he's also probably doing it himself too.
Oh, you also got to remember that he's only a millionaire now. Like he's not billionaire status, so he probably isn't getting as close of a shave anymore.
He's you
Just a
know that he's
millionaire.
like hitting up dick for money all the time.
Hitting up dick. It sounds weird, but yes. Okay, so Batman and Robin 10, that's good. For me, my pick of the week is it's gonna be Scarlet Witch #1, though. Yeah, is it fair to say? Yeah, it's just Steve Orlando. This is the third run of Scarlet Witch in a row that he's written because they keep stopping it. So they did like
it's the same storyline.
It's the same storyline. So they did it. They did the first one. They stopped it. Then they did Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver 4 issues. Stopped it, and then they started Scarlet Witch 1 again. Same creative team. Well, at least Steve Orlando. I think the interior art might be different, but this is the most interested I've been in with Scarlet Witch ever. I do not care about Scarlet Witch, but the original run Steve Orlando did made me care. And I think it comes down to a strong point of view for the main character. You have to like be like, how does this character differ from any other character? They're not just going through the plot like their choices are determined like by them internally, not externally. But their supporting cast is huge. Like having a supporting cast, like somebody like Superman, he has a strong point of view. You know where he's gonna go, but you also need a supporting cast around him to like make things interesting.
Oh yeah.
And so Scarlet Witch, oh man, it's just good. I don't know what to say. Darcy, they made Darcy like an actual canon character.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just gonna say that I feel like it must have been really good. I didn't read it, but it must be really good. Or it was just a slow X-Men week because you choosing Scarlet Witch over any X book, except for Ultimate X-Men. You said you didn't care for that one.
Yeah, so Scarlet Witch though has always been good, right? And like, but yes, you're right. I sometimes choose. I choose X-Men, but like not all the time. There are exceptions.
Okay.
Alan Scott, Green Lantern, Jay Garrick, The Flash, like really good standout stuff. It was a slow X-Men week because we're between eras right now. But Blood Hunt 3 came out, and I love Blood Hunt. I love all the Blood Hunt stuff. So Scarlet Witch just was really good, and there's a lot of variant covers for it, and they're all gorgeous. Again, I don't care a damn about Scarlet Witch, but damn, Steve Orlando has made me care. And Quicksilver pops up. So it's like, even though it's not Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, like, what was the point of that 4-issue miniseries in between two runs?
Yeah. Just a trade. Just to make that a nice little mini. Oh, I have to go get that.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's weird, but it's I don't know. Yeah, it hit this week. So, let's go through some of the other stuff that we read this week. And we'll try to keep our talks as clean and concise and as we can, just because we did read a lot this week, and we only have limited time. What's another one that you guys really want to talk about?
We're on Drew right now. It's your turn. You got the spotlight.
I mean, I'm always wanting to talk about The Deviant. It's one of my favorite books that I read.
Let's talk about it. Did you guys both read it or just you?
I think we both did.
Yeah. I have been reading it. Yeah.
It is consistently one of my favorite books. At one point, I would have said it was my favorite book on the shelf being released. And I think that in the middle here, it's kind of slowed down a little bit. Not in a bad way. It's just kind of like, it's kind of like, it's not focusing on the main character for the last couple issues. It's been like a little bit more the peripheral and tangential characters.
And it's been adding to the mystery.
It does. It's really like building out. You're learning about the main character, but you're learning about him from other people, and it's been really cool.
So like the main character at this moment, he's just he's off screen and he's been accused of something, and I just keep wanting to see his side. Like I want to see what he says about what he's being accused about. But like you said, for the last 2, maybe 3 issues, we haven't seen him. So it's it's just adding to like, did he actually do it? Did he or what's going on here?
Is this the one with the reporter, the writer, and the killer? Is that what this was?
Yeah. So he's a comic book writer. It's a lot of it is like James. It feels like James Tynion kind of like putting himself, like doing a version of himself.
Story. Yeah,
because it's like James Tynion he's a comic book writer who is openly gay, and he puts a lot of he puts a lot of gay characters into his creator-owned stuff. And this one in particular, like this guy, the whole story is about him wanting to do a kind of like a biographical comic about this serial killer. And so he wants to like learn his side of it. And the serial killer is also a gay man. And so like essentially the main character is like becoming freaked out about how many similarities he's noticing between himself and this killer, to the point where he's just like it's like using the fact that he's gay like as a way to explore the being like the outcast of society, um and it's been really good. It's creepy, and it's very like Silence of the Lambsy, but oh man, it also at the same time like doesn't feel like something I've read before, even though like I've read a lot of stuff that's or like I've seen a lot of movies that have like the same kind of components. But when you put them together in this configuration, it feels different.
Did you guys ever read Nice House on the Lake?
I did, and I loved it.
I just got it, the deluxe edition in hardcover today.
So, but have you read it?
Yeah. I read it.
Wait, they have a deluxe hardcover. I might have to order that.
The full.
Thanks for wasting my money.
12 issues,
Appreciate
right?
that. Yeah. 12
Yeah.
issues. And Nice House by the Lake but Nice House by the Sea is coming out soon.
Yep.
So that's exciting. But no, so it's very much this book, obviously same writer and everything, very much the same kind of atmosphere where it's just like I am unsettled, but I want more.
Yeah.
I want to know what happens. I want to see what's the drama that's going to happen. How is this action going to take place between these two characters? It's just like like you said,
what's cool about this issue though is that like it's told from the perspective of the main character's partner. I don't know if they're married or if he's just the boyfriend. I can't remember.
They've been together for in this issue he said we've been living together for 8 years, so
okay,
probably not married, but
yeah, okay. And so and it's him like trying to process, like my partner has been arrested because they think that he's committing these murders.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, somebody says to him, like, have you considered the possibility that maybe he didn't do it, but there's enough evidence to show in court that he did? What do you do? And so now we have like the boyfriend going to see the serial killer.
Which he was like such a background character, I barely remembered him. And then like now he's like really put himself in the forefront here, and it was nice.
This book is a slow burn, it really is, but like it's a good one.
I only got like 3 pages into the first issue, and then I was like, I'll pick it up later, and then I haven't. So I think this is making me want to pick it back up again. So
each issue, it almost seems like it's not enough too. It's like, oh man, that was such, especially the last issue, it was such a short, it was a flashback and like done, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
that's it. Like there's some pages missing here. Like there's no way that this is done. We didn't get anything.
When it got to the end of this issue, I remember just thinking like, God, I didn't want this to end yet.
Yeah. It's a good book. It's like you said, slow burn. If you want to wait it out for the trade, that makes sense. But it's
his Tynion doing like horror and thriller stuff like this. It's like he was born to make that stuff.
This is his stuff.
He is, when it comes to like the more like mainstream comic creators, he's unparalleled when it comes to this stuff. No one else is doing it like him right now.
I can't think of anyone else. I mean, the last other like book that I read of this like kind of genre would be either the one by Scotty Young and James not James Jorge Corona with what was it called?
Was it the ghost one?
A house. Yeah, the ghost one, like the house.
The Me You Love in the Dark.
The Me You Love in the Dark. There you go. That one was pretty creepy and stuff. That one's pretty good up there, but no, I think James does that better. Then there was
You're
another
saying James is the best horror writer in the biz
I
right now?
I think he is the best horror writer
that comes to mind for sure.
Yeah.
in it, like
You know
putting
what
out like
though?
mainstream comics.
Yeah.
Jeff Lemire and Andre. I don't know if it's Andre or is that Andrea Sorrentino.
Andrea Sortino, yeah,
They get when they get together, it's
yeah, though there, yeah, yeah.
chilling.
Uh,
So they're right there like this, both of them, James and Jeff Lemire.
Okay. All right.
Right.
All right.
what I can't think of the name of the book off the top of my Gideon Falls. Gideon Falls is
Yes.
an incredible book.
I couldn't put it down. I was like, I'll read it for. I didn't read it when it was coming out, but I got like the trade, and I was like, oh, I'll just read a few pages, and nope, I just read the whole thing almost
Yep.
immediately.
Yeah.
But no,
The only other book, I mean, there's some stuff that's very similar to it, but it's not as horror, like I think the One Hand and the Sixth Finger, both are like in that realm, but they're not quite as like spooky and creepy as this book is. I don't know if either of you have read. I'm coming to it late, but I finally started reading Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees.
no, I saw that one, and I was like, I was very interested, especially with the covers. I was like, oh, this looks pretty
It
good, but then I just
it
never.
is there is such a contrast between the art style of that book and like the tone of it and like the plot and the tone and everything. It's incredible. That's a great book too. And I feel like that is also very close to this, but it's still not quite as much of a horror book as this one. So yeah, I mean, The Deviant
The other
is
one, the other one I was thinking of is I don't know if you guys read it, Rogues Gallery. That was a 4 issue
mm-mm.
series. But that one, now that I think about it, it's kind of like about people that love comic book characters so much that they this person that played this character on TV didn't play it the way that these comic book lovers liked it, so they like broke into her house to teach her a lesson, like for not upholding their standards or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that thrillerish, whatever, like when they break into the house. But now that I truly think about it, this is gonna be very off the wall. It also reminds me of that movie Enough with J Lo. Did you guys ever watch that? It was where like her like abusive ex or whatever like try to break into her house and
I
Mm,
yeah, I've
whatever.
I've seen it once long ago, but yeah.
It made an impact in my life, you know. But no, that's what Rogues Gallery is kind of to me. But again, no, I don't think it's as good as anything James or Jeff does.
okay.
So
Side
good.
note, and I don't want to derail it. I just wanted to point out that like Eisner Award nominations are out, and because it made me think like, is there a best horror comic? But there's no best horror comic category. So if you guys ever feel like being more official, we can make a Keeg Award, a Comic Talk Crew Award for and make
I
categories that aren't represented in the Eisners. Um,
I I think just on the category of horror, I think I'll have to double check this. But I think that the Bram Stoker Awards do give out a best comic
oh, okay.
award
Yeah, well,
for like for horror.
let's look into that. But also, I just think it's interesting that most of the nominations for the Eisner Awards this year are Image and DC, and Marvel barely has any nominations, which I think is
That's crazy
wild.
because I think Jed McKay is one of the top writers right now, and he's doing a lot for Marvel. So that's interesting.
But what runs are
Yeah.
really like what's Jed McKay doing for like a
Jed McKay is doing Moon Knight, Vengeance of the Moon Knight. He's
mm.
doing the Avengers run right now. He's doing Blood Hunt, I think. I think Blood Hunt is under him.
I mean, I love Blood
He's
Hunt. But
what
like
else is he
there's a
done?
say
Oh,
what you
Doctor
want, but
Strange.
DC is putting out quality work. Like
I don't know, man.
no?
I'm basing it off of the Flash.
No,
mostly what I'm
don't base it on the Flash. So best continuing series. There are 5 nominations for best continuing series, 4 of which are DC, one's Image. So it's best continuing series: Birds of Prey, which is really good; Nightwing, which is really good; Shazam, which is really good; Transformers from Image. Oh, you're not a fan of where Shazam's going right now?
I just think that Mark Waid was definitely a great. Yeah. It's hard to follow Mark Waid.
But
Shazam.
They're talking about Mark Waid's run, so
yeah,
because they have Shazam sense. By Mark Waid and Dan Mora, and then they have Transformers by Image, and they have Wonder Woman by Tom King. So it's like best continuing series. 4 out of 5 is DC.
That Wonder Woman series is going to win it. We should do an Eisner Awards predictions special.
It's possible if I know when the Eisner Awards are, we can.
They happen. They happen at San Diego.
Ooh. Oh, during Comic-Con. I'm gonna be there. Are you guys going?
No.
Are you guys interested in going? That's a
when
legitimate question. We'll talk later.
When is it?
when is it? It's Comic-Con weekend. Nothing else is scheduled. It's the same weekend that Deadpool and Wolverine come out. It's July 26th ish, 25th, 26th, that one. Anyway, let's get through this real quick because we're running out of time. By the way, Trowa Barton 2 in our comments saying, woo, Heir of Apocalypse and Scarlet Witch #1. So I just talked about Scarlet Witch #1. I'll talk real quick about Heir of Apocalypse #1. Again, a lot of these X-Men series right now are just trying to bide our time until this new era of X-Men. So I'll talk real quick about X-Men Heir of Apocalypse. It's a 4-issue miniseries, and basically Apocalypse is he's both I was right this whole time, but also I'm wrong, so I need a new heir. So he's taken 12 mutants that we know, and he's like, all right, do these tasks and you'll be Apocalypse. And I don't know what that means, whether they get a power boost, but Apocalypse is known for boosting powers. So the 12, I think it's 12, but the 12 mutants essentially are Laura Kinney Wolverine, Forge, Emma Frost, Gorgon, Cable, Mr. Sinister, a bunch of different things. So it was a good issue, but also you kind of need to. It's not a first timer sort of series. You kind of got to know the mythos of X-Men to get into this one. But if you're a big fan of Apocalypse, his Horsemen, all this kind of stuff, then pick this up. It's a 4-issue miniseries, and you get good character moments. I'm very interested on who is going to be Apocalypse. And I mean, we could, place our bets and try to figure that out, but I don't know. I think Richter, probably.
With zero context, I'm gonna go for Gorgon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's which character needs it to be interesting? Because
Emma's not gonna get it. Laura Kinney's not gonna get it.
I don't think Cable will either. All these characters don't need to be Apocalypse to be interesting. Yeah. But Nature. Well, she was Nature Girl. Now she's Armageddon Girl because she went evil. So Armageddon Girl is here. It's that kind of fits in.
Armageddon.
Apocalypse, right? Okay, Anyway, that's that. Let's talk about some things that we overlapped. Who read the Avengers 15? Okay. Are you reading any other Blood Hunt stuff?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course.
Are you reading Blood Hunt 3 and all that stuff?
Yep.
Okay. So, we'll Avengers 15 is really just the events of Blood Hunt. The Avengers kind of broken up. Cap puts together kind of a ragtag team. I mean, did you like it?
I did because you mentioned Scarlet Witch, so I think that she had a really good moment in this when she spoke to Blade and was just yeah, you caught us off guard. You won that battle. Good job, but look at you now. You're missing somebody. We got you. Don't worry about it. Like
Yeah,
there was like no hesitation in that. I thought that was a really badass moment for her. Just yeah, I'm captured, but you're the one that's gonna lose, so
yeah,
no big deal.
yeah.
Like I like that a lot.
Um, I like Kate Bishop's moment because
Yes.
like Hercules, Hazmat, Quicksilver, they're like, oh, we can't do inspiring speeches, but like, right? Was that kind of the thing? And then like Kate was like, all
Yeah.
right, I like they're like, we're not Cap, and then
It
she does.
reminded me of Avengers, the Age of Ultron, the movie,
Mm,
when Hawkeye gave Scarlet Witch that little pep talk.
yeah,
It was kind of the same line. I was like, oh, Hawkeye, Hawkeye. All right,
yeah,
there you go. And it was a good pep talk. And I think their Avengers are doing a lot of pep talks right now. I think I got confused. What I was talking about was in another
in Blood Hunt.
I think it was in Blood Hunt,
Yeah,
yes. And then in Blood Hunt we had that kind of like pep talk, and then we have
that's the
Captain
Sam
America
Wilson pep
also.
talk. You're right. That's the
Yeah,
Sam
then you
Wilson
also
Captain
got
America pep talk
so
in
we're
Blood
getting
Hunt 3.
a lot of pep talks.
I mean, if I've been liking Blood Hunt a lot, I think it's a pretty sound crossover event.
There are some things I don't like. So the
Uh,
tie-ins, like the Miles Morales tie-in, didn't really
let's
like
just
it.
hit all the Blood Hunt tie-ins because we're gonna talk real quick about the Miles Morales
Yeah,
Spider-Man tie-in.
it wasn't that great. Blood Hunt itself, I do want to know what's going on with Blade, right?
I think
And we
he's
see
just
him kind of
possessed.
freak
He's
out.
possessed. I think
But
it's
by
by
what?
whoever he was fighting in his series before this, Adana.
So,
I think it was
Adana, yeah.
right. I think it's just Adana, but like, because he literally just got done with a whole storyline that had to do with demonic possession,
Hmm.
and then in this he's possessed, and it's just a different. It's supposed to be a different creature.
But they bring up the whole, Brielle, his daughter, being
Yeah,
like the only thing that can stop him, and I don't know if Adana had any kind of weakness like that,
yeah.
right?
Maybe
So
it's not
that was kind
Adana.
of weird.
Maybe Adana possess it. Did Adana possess Blade? He did, or they did, right?
Maybe.
I think that was in the run. So maybe it just made him more susceptible to being possessed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope they tie that in. But that was Miles Morales' Spider-Man 21, which is Dracula, Brielle, and Miles, right? That's kind of what the
Yeah. Which,
um
talking about Brielle in Blood Hunt, that's one thing that I gave it a logic of one, and that's because Brielle just finding out who her dad is, she's just learning how to like do all this training and stuff, learning her skills, is able to escape the Avengers, Doctor Strange, Clea, Spider-Man, is able to sneak out
just
away from them.
just running.
Just sneak out. Hey, where's Brielle? Like, no. Now one of them should have like Dracula. She lost she was able to get away from
Just for that
Dracula.
split
I don't know.
second.
No, get out of here with this.
All right. All right. X-Men Blood Hunt Jubilee was just a one-shot issue, and it was just kind of a cute way of like reconciling that Jubilee used to be a vampire, and she had vampire friends, the Forgiven, I believe they were called, and then they pop up in this issue, and like Jubilee's on the streets trying to save people from vampires, and I don't know, I like Jubilee. I think she's badass. I think she's older now than the Jubilee we grew up with in the 90s. And like I'm cool. I'm it's also X-Men. So I'm going to like it, you
That
know.
that brings up another point of a lot of people are dying in this event, and it doesn't look like they're gonna come back. And by people, I mean just random people that got turned into to vampires and
Yeah.
then they're being killed. Spider-Man touched on it pretty well, where
Yeah.
it was like this guy was like, I don't want to kill anybody, I locked myself up, and then somebody else comes and kills him, even though Spider-Man was trying to help him.
Right.
So there's a lot of innocent people dying in this.
They have yet to reconcile whether you can turn back from a vampire to a human. Like they keep saying like no, once you turn a vampire, that's it. You're a vampire. And then they kill those vampires. But like Black Panther's a vampire, Miles is a vampire. So
They're
like
gonna come back.
they're gonna come back. So I think they're gonna turn these citizens back into
They're
humans.
killing the citizens. A lot of
That's the
vampires are
yeah
dying. That's the
yeah
problem.
that's
They're
yeah
they're being dusted. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna be touched on. I think it's just like right now it's like, hey, this is so gory and so intense and people are dying and stuff, but they're not gonna actually touch
Well,
on
some of the
a lot of
vampires they're
people
fighting
died.
aren't citizens. They're just like vampires from before. So,
And I understand that, but that's what I'm saying. Though there are innocent citizens that
yeah.
have just been turned and that are being killed. Like Miles, I think kills a lot of innocent vampires in this issue.
Yeah,
So,
but
it's rough. Like it's like, oh, you did a canon event.
Yeah.
You're not
We
thinking
gotta
about this.
move on to hit everything that we can in 5 minutes or so. Strange Academy Blood Hunt 2, was it good or not?
I didn't read that one.
Were you going to read it?
I plan on it.
Okay, but you didn't get to it. That's fine.
Get to it. Yeah.
Drew, what'd you get to? Let's hit them. Let's bang them out.
All right. I since I told somebody I definitely would. Let's talk about the
Godzilla Skate or Die.
Godzilla Skate or Die, which was not a book that I even knew was coming out. I bought it strictly because of the title.
Okay.
So it's about a group of skateboarders who are like, hell yeah, I can't wait to go skate after school. And then I think Baragon shows up and starts heading towards like this. It takes place in Australia. So like Baragon shows up like in the middle of Australia, and then like Godzilla shows up on the coast, and they're heading towards each other. And when they meet, it's going to be in the skate park.
What?
So like the place where they're expected to meet each other is like at the kids' skate park, and they're worried about their skate park getting destroyed.
Oh.
So like the issue ends with being like, let's go save our skate park. It is ridiculous. But like I like Godzilla a lot, and so every now and then I pick up a Godzilla comic, and for the most part, they really leave me wanting.
Yeah.
And this is the first one where I was just like, I actually really like where the story's going. So like it's silly, but the art's really cool. And it feels like it's like instead of being like a Godzilla comic that features skateboarding, it feels like a skateboarding comic that features Godzilla.
Uh-huh.
And I'm kind of into that.
The background.
Yeah. I'm kind of into that.
That's cool. It seems like it's a Daniel Warren Johnson book. Is it not?
It is not.
Yeah.
It's not by somebody I recognize, but it is like a writer artist.
Okay.
Dick Tracy.
Is an IDW book, by the way. I just think it's interesting. All right.
Dick Tracy is really good.
Yeah. Okay. Is it
updated? Yeah, it's really good.
It's updated.
It is a like. So it doesn't take place in the modern day, but like it's written like a modern day book.
Okay.
I mean, like it's an adult book. There's like, I mean, they're like cursing in there, and they're not holding back.
Do you see his Dick Tracy?
Huh?
Do you see Dick Tracy's Dick Tracy?
Not yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
you had to pause to be like, what the fuck is going on? What?
I misheard you, and then my brain had to calculate what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's it's the villains. Like Dick Tracy is known for having like the goofy villains, like Flat Top and Mumbles. Like they're there, but it's just more of like a modern take on it. Deadpool and Wolverine World War III. Yeah. I bought this strictly because of the creative team, Joe Kelly writing, who's like, when I think of Deadpool, Joe Kelly's Deadpool was what I think of. And Adam Kubert on art. Last 10 years or so, Adam Kubert has been like his art style and his page composition has been evolving. And like to the point where like you look at a book and now you know it's an Adam Kubert book. Just messing around with like grids. This book has several pages that are like you have to turn it on its side because it's presented in like that widescreen. And that gives him more space to put different types of paneling in. It's really good. And also
Joe Kelly, by the way, his run on JLA back in the day, is one of my favorites. People talk about Morrison. I love Joe Kelly's run of Jane.
Yeah, I've heard good things. Haven't read it.
Yeah,
but yeah, like this book is like, I think Deadpool is such a cool character, but I feel like most people when they're writing Deadpool, in my experience, just really lean into the silly.
Yeah,
and they don't like really address that like the silly is just there because he's trying to cover up like the tragedy of his life. And this issue really leans into that. There's a part where like Deadpool and Wolverine are sitting around a campfire, and Deadpool is essentially saying like, my healing factor allows me to keep regrowing the worst parts of myself, and I wish that were the case. And like it gets like this kind of, it's a nice little kind of sentimental moment that I really liked.
Yeah.
Other than that, I read Napalm Lullaby. I liked it, but it was a very like fast-paced, action-heavy issue. I tend to like the more slower-paced character stuff, so want to see where it goes next. But the story's still good.
Manny read this one, right?
I did, yeah. And then I was gonna say you probably like the first or the second and third issue, because I felt like that was like a lot of explaining, a lot of, hey, this is what the world we're in, and this is how it works, and this is what you have to do to survive. I felt like it was slow, but then this one kind of picked it up and and gave you like a little plot twist.
This issue also really sells like what the threat is, because it shows you like what the antagonist characters can do, which we really haven't seen before. So it serves a purpose for sure narratively.
All right, let's hit everything else. Real quick thoughts. I know it's tough with us three because it's funny because you two are both the people that I have on episodes where it's just me and one of you guys, which means we talk that much, like 33% more, essentially, right? So let's do it. We're talking like 10 words or less. Batman Gotham by Gaslight, Kryptonian #1.
I liked it.
Cool. Interesting? Is it like a cool twist on DC mythos?
I mean, if you've read Gotham by Gaslight, it is a sequel to that.
Yeah.
Batman's not in it very much.
Okay.
It actually focuses more on Catwoman.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's a cool extension of
the world,
the original one, as well as like cool reinterpretations of stuff that wasn't in that one.
Cool. I keep saying short reviews and then I keep asking questions. That's my fault. Green Lantern 12.
Read it, liked it.
Okay, cool. Okay. Ain't No Grave, #2.
It was great. It's gonna be a 4 or 5 issue series, and it basically the first one dealt with denial. This one dealt with anger, and I'm assuming it's gonna deal with the rest. But it's about a bandit who just found out that she's probably gonna be dying soon, but she just made a family, so she decides she's gonna go visit death and kill death. So she doesn't die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. It's like a Western?
It's like a Western. And this is Scotty Young and Jorge Corona. So great team. I love them together. Right. They always Middle West. If you ever read that, it's up there with it.
All right. Did you get to Blue Beetle 10 or no?
Blue Beetle is the conclusion of this arc. I think it ended beautifully. It kind of strengthened the bond between Kaji and Jaime.
Okay.
So,
Sinister Sons 5. Did you read that?
Sinister, I only read the first page, but already it's starting to be funny. It's a funny book. That's all it is. It's like these kids of evil.
It's goofy.
It's goofy, yeah.
Yeah. Ultimate X-Men #4. It's at least getting a little bit better to what I want out of an X-Men book, because now we're incorporating more X-Men characters. But it's still, in this world, a lot of like Japanese schoolgirls. Like every character is a Japanese schoolgirl, and it's just like, oh, okay, right? Like because Nico Minoru, who's not a mutant, she's a magic user, but she's not a mutant. Nico Minoru Armor, Mayweather or whatever.
She may be a mutant in this because she said like her words are "You're a mutant just like me."
Oh, did
she
she?
said, yeah.
Oh,
That's when she like looked at them. She was like, "Oh, both of you are mutants just like me."
oh,
And then
okay. So there we
they
go.
just
And then
went
Surge
away
is
from that.
there,
Like
and then I think that's the Shadow King
we
that the
don't
bad
know.
guy
Yeah,
is. So I don't know. I have not been a fan of this, and I can't say it's bad. I'm gonna say it's not for me. There is a variant cover that has a different artist that makes me wish I had a different version of this book with that art. And it's not that this art is not good. It's that like it's just not the vibe that I want from an Ultimate X-Men book. But
which artist?
it's the one cover with like Mayweather or whatever in the middle, like diagonally.
Okay,
Surge is in the
yeah,
foreground and Armor's in the background.
Lucas Warnick.
Oh, that's Lucas Wernick. Yeah, Lucas Wernick's always great. Spider-Boy #8 has been interesting. I like it. I like the Spider-Boy thing. Finally, at the end, Spider-Boy meets the multiversal Web Warriors team, and that's where At some point, this series is going to get canceled. He needs to hang out with the Web Warriors so he can have continuous stories because he belongs on a team. I think. Like, let him be on a team so he can continue to live his storylines out. Oh, and that's pretty much it. That's it. That's all I got. That's it. That's everything we read, right?
I think so.
All right. For the sake of time, thank you guys so much for coming on this episode. Thank you everybody out there for watching and or listening. If you're watching us live, you're watching us on twitch.tv/The Keeg Show or youtube.com/The Keeg Show, or you're listening to the podcast wherever you get your podcast from. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and SoundCloud. Shout out to Aries13 in our chat. Shout out to Trowa Barton 2. Shout out to Shuby Dubert for being on our Instagram and telling us Godzilla Skate or Die. Let's talk about that. So shout out to Ben Schubert. And so before we get going, Manny, where can we find you? What do you got coming up? Anything you want to plug?
All socials at Manny Reads Comics. Nothing coming up, but I mean, I'm there.
Okay. All right. What about you, Drew?
You find me Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Drew X Deficit. I got stuff coming up. I'm working on writing some stuff right now just for, my own, that I'm hoping gets can be, published one day.
Yeah.
That's my project for the summer. I can't say much, but I have something coming up involving a character that a lot of people like.
Cool.
So that's what I'll say.
All right. Looking forward
Like
to hearing more about that. If anyone wants to follow me personally, you can follow me at This Is Dimithri on social media. But if you want to follow The Keeg and all the different shows that The Keeg offers, follow The Keeg at The Keeg Show on TikTok and Instagram. Also on Facebook, Threads, Twitter, all that. At The Keeg Show /The Keeg Show. Patreon.com/The Keeg Show. All that good stuff. Basically, Comic Talk is just one of the shows we have. We also have The Acolyte tonight, where we talk about The Acolyte. It's an Acolyte after show. We also have The Keeg Talks on the weekends, and we have our once a month State of X, where we talk about X-Men comics, X-Men news once a month. That is pretty much it. Oh, go to comicshoplocator.com, find a comic shop near you, support your local comic shops, and support your local public libraries, support your local public schools, but your libraries, check out the comics that they have there, because libraries have comics now, and it's crazy. And I wish they had as many as they do now, back when I was a kid. But, it's good that kids nowadays get to read the comics. So,
yeah.
Good for them. That's pretty much it. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Drew, so much for coming on. Once again, I'm your host, Dimithri Perera, and this has been another episode of Comic Talk for the week of June 13th, 2024. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.